Mr. President, Canada enjoys one of the closest possible relationships with the European Union. It's a country that shares a common culture. C'est un pays bilingue with 2 EU languages as national languages and has a healthy respect for democracy and the rule of law. That we are set to ratify the Strategic Partnership Agreement and CETA later today demonstrates the value that we in the European Union place on that strong, traditional, lengthy relationship. Canada, with its similar levels of GDP per capita as an advanced economy and a NATO member state, further cements ties and mutual interests. For example, there are 2 extracts from the SPA that in my mind sum up exactly what this is all about and what it stands for. The parties shall implement this agreement based on shared values, the principles of dialogue, mutual respect, equal partnership, multilateralism, consensus, and respect for international law. The second extract reads, recognizing that sustainable globalisation and greater prosperity can only be achieved through an open world economy based on market principles, effective regulations, and strong global institutions. I think these 2 paragraphs sum it all up. And that's exactly what the SPA and CETA are all about. Ambitious, free trade, and liberal multilateralism. These are the values that they seek to embody and defend at a time when they need defending more than at any other time in the European Union's recent history. Whilst my main area of concern as rapporteur is the SPA, it's important that we consider this alongside CETA, or to give it its full name, the EU-Canada Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, and the wider international political climate in which we now find ourselves. Whether we look to the election of President Donald Trump in the United States, or in my personal view, the regrettable decision of my country, the United Kingdom, to leave the European Union, or the rise of populist protectionist parties across Europe, it's clear that the merits of free trade, multilateralism, and the liberal international world order is being unfortunately questioned by many, and we must stand up and fight for it. Such questions can only be answered by concrete results. This means increasing trade, creating economic growth, providing jobs, and creating a safe and secure world. The SPA and CETA will hopefully do exactly these things, and I can illustrate what can be achieved by defending these values that they are based on. To focus on some of the overlying headlines of the SPA and the areas where coordination of efforts is envisaged, I'll take a few areas of particular interest. For instance, preventing nuclear proliferation, ensuring the effective working of the International Criminal Court, now increasingly challenged, strengthening counter-terrorism efforts and combating the financing of international terrorism, enforcing consumer protection, fighting the trade in illicit drugs, tackling cybercrime, and discussing the high North Arctic strategy increasingly threatened by an expansionist Russia, to name but a few examples of what is envisaged in the SPA. But much of what we see in the SPA is in fact the development of long-standing links and coordination. I'm proud to say that 2017 marks the 40th anniversary of the initial political agreement between Canada and the European Union, all the way back to 1977, a testament to the long and enduring links that both sides share. It was only a year later that I, as a student, found myself living for several months in 1978 in Canada and appreciating firsthand the strong bonds and common culture that bind us together. Existing cooperation between Canada and the EU and its member states spans a number of key policy areas. For example, the Europol agreement, active since 2005, which provides a valuable vehicle for the sharing of data and information in the fight against international crime and terrorism. Canada's consistent military contributions to the common security and defence policy of the European Union. Canadian parliamentarians, whom we meet frequently when they participate in joint electoral observation missions with the OSCE and NATO parliamentary assemblies. Furthermore, the visa liberalisation agreement in place since 2015 will now be completed and extended to the entire European Union as agreed. Trump's attitude to NATO and NAFTA will also bind Canada closer to the European Union on both defence and commercial policies. The EU already enjoys close political and trade relations with Mexico, making it a reliable ally against any US attempts to undermine NAFTA. And although the United Kingdom is leaving the European Union, unfortunately, Malta and Cyprus will still provide an important Commonwealth link. So to conclude, Mr. Chairman, the SPA comes at a time of increasing scepticism of free trade and multilateralism amongst certain elements of the political class and voters. I believe that the European Union and Canada's strong relationship and record of cooperation can therefore be a much needed poster child at this critical time for these values, and that the benefits and prosperity brought by increased trade and cooperation fostered by these agreements are both in Europe's and Canada's mutual interests. Thank you.